Hi everyone, my name is Jim Tuller, and I want to share a story with you that I hope will help you and impact you and touch your life or lives. I know that it's a very tough time in our world right now. The economy's down, there's no job security anywhere. You don't know if you're going to have a job with a secure company over the next few years. Um, there's just no stability anymore. And it's very frustrating when you try to pay your bills and you can't. You're trying to provide for your family and you can't, and it just brings you down. Well, I lost everything. I was a millionaire up until about 4 years ago. I was a builder in the general construction of general contracting, and what I did was I built retirement communities and homes for people 55 and over and so forth. And I was doing very well. I got out of college. I worked my butt off. I was focused. I went after it, and I did it. We had cars. We had houses. We had money. We would take 3 vacations a year for a week to week and a half at a time, sometimes 2 weeks. We had all of that. We had kids, and I had two little girls, and they're awesome. And what happened was the economy started going down. We started having some problems in our marriage. Ultimately, we had gotten divorced. And then in 2007 and 8, the economy just started spiraling downward, downward, downward. And I lost over 70% of sales in 1 year. And it just crippled us. Didn't really know what to do. Didn't have a clue of what I was going to do. So in 2009, December of 2009 actually, I filed bankruptcy and I lost over $2 million. What I had worked hard for 20 years. And that was very devastating to me. But then what happened was even worse. I had been in a relationship and things were starting to get rocky there because of the money and things weren't going that well. Well, in December '09, I filed bankruptcy, and then in January, my mother had gotten sick and died pretty much suddenly. She had thrown a clot in her arm. She had hit her hand and didn't take care of it, and that's the way she was. She would just tough it out. She was a giver. She was a caregiver, and she never complained. And what she did was she hid this from all of us kids. There were 7 of us, and she wouldn't show us. And finally, it got so bad after about 2 weeks, she finally had to go to the emergency room. And when she had gotten there, her arm was black. It was necrotic, her hand. And that means it was dead. She had blood sugar of 935 and going into like a diabetic coma almost. Your blood sugar is supposed to be under 100. Well, they decided to do emergency surgery, and they were going to have to remove her hand. Well, wound up because the poison had spread, they went all the way up to her, right about here on her arm. And during the surgery, she had a massive heart attack, and all of her organs shut down, and she just never came out of it. So, my father had to make the decision of whether to keep her on life support or basically pull the plug and let her go. That had to be the toughest decision he ever had to make because she was a wonderful woman. And there was 23 of us in our family that went in there, and I watched my mother die in my father's arms. They were married 58 years. She was a wonderful woman. Well, the next month, that was January 26th actually, when she died. And on her deathbed, I'll never forget my fiance telling me, at the time I was in another relationship and we were going forward, we thought. She told my mother, "I love him, I will never leave him, and I will take care of him." She packed up her bags and left February 28th. So that was pretty devastating. But she loved me, right? Okay. So anyway, that was that. Then I was doing some marketing online for a little bit. I was dabbling in it. I was talking, about trying to find some other way to make some money. Because of course I had lost everything. I had enough. I did have enough money though for about 3 months of bills. How I did that, I don't know. But what I did was I got online, started doing some marketing, and it was the old-fashioned marketing where you make phone calls and you're on the phone all day, grinding, grinding, grinding. I did, and I did it, and I made some money. However, my fiance thought it was dumb. She was going to work, and I was sitting home, and she said, this is dumb. Go get a real job. And then, of course, about 2 weeks later, my mother died, and then I stopped. So I got on Craigslist and started looking for some sales jobs. In March, I found something, and it was a company where you sell and deliver meats. You ever hear the guy, hey, I got extra steaks here, and I'm just, in the neighborhood? Well, that was me. I did that. I did it for about 6 months. I did really, really well. Became top salesperson in the country for them in their company. Did real well, but I didn't like it, and I didn't like the food and the product that much. It wasn't that great. So I got recruited from another one locally and did really well. Well, I did that for about a year. And that's one of the hardest jobs, door-to-door sales. I mean, when you're going on into neighborhoods and asking strangers basically for hundreds of dollars in lieu of food. And I did it. So it can be done. But anyway, I started working with this other company for about a year, and then I said, you know what, I could do this. And the food was so much better. It was a lot closer. I wasn't driving an hour and a half to pick up my food. And I said to the guy who owned the company, I said, Fred, I want to go on my own. I said, I'm still going to buy the products from you, but I want to go on my own. I want my own brand. And that's what I did. So I did that for, a good while until, recently. And then and I started that company in 2011. It was October 31st, 2011, which is my birthday, by the way. And just to let you all know, I like Malbec wine, hint, hint. So anyway, I had started that company and I was doing okay with it. Well, I went by a few months and started making some money. Started doing things. I was getting ready to expand, get another truck to go out and sell and hire people and to turn my garage into a distribution warehouse to where we could pack and food and get it ready for shipping and everything. Well, then tragedy struck again. The Tuller family got hit hard again. And what happened was, it was on March 14th, 2013. And I'll never forget the phone call I got. I was laying in bed, and I had gotten up to go to the bathroom, and I was out of it, but I guess I was cognizant enough to get to the bathroom. I felt like I was sleepwalking. And I heard my answering machine go off at the house. And the thing that's funny about it is I didn't have my cell phone that night. I left it out in the living room. I always kept it with me, but I didn't that night. And for some reason, they called the house phone. So I go back and I play the machine. And I hear, Mr. Tuller, this is Officer so-and-so of the so-and-so Township Police. We had an incident. Please call us back. I said, okay. So I call him back. I said, this is Mr. Tuller. I said, yes, this is Sergeant so-and-so. Your ex-wife has been shot in the head by her fiance. And I said, oh no. I said, what? I said, oh no, is she okay? I said, what about my kids? Where are they? And he said, your kids are fine. She's okay. I said, what about him? He said, he killed himself. I said, good. But that was a call I'll never forget, the shivers that went through me. And the officer said to me, can you come down to the police station and get your children? I said, I'll be right there. It was a 30-minute ride. I made it in less than 20. I got there and I lunged to my kids, and all I did was squeeze them and hold them, and they held me back and wouldn't let go. I was so thankful because his plan was to take everyone out. And he didn't do it. And he didn't succeed. And thankful to say their mother has made 100% recovery. She's amazing, and by the grace of God, she's here. Oh, so, well, we were going back and forth to the hospital for about a week. I had the children, taking care of everything, and things seemed to settle down a little bit. No, so we thought. Wait, there's more. My sister had a husband who was diagnosed with cancer, but they thought, they knew it was terminal, but they thought he had a little bit more time to live. Well, on April 5th, he died from cancer, stomach cancer. And the sad part is it was her and his first marriage, both of them. They were only married 2 years, and they both got married at 52. He died at 54. So that was a tough time, having come to us. Then what happened? Yeah, there's more. 9 days later, things were settled down a little bit more, I thought, and I was out to a local comedy club a local country club for a comedy club benefit. It was about 6 o'clock. This thing started. They had dinner, and then they were having a show afterwards with comedians. It was April 14th. And what happened was I was sitting there, seeing some friends. I'd gotten out. It was great to see people, laughing, smiling, and I needed it. Well, dinner started about 6, and then we're sitting there and then wrapping up dinner, and they were getting ready to start the show. The head MC came out, was introducing, his beginning act and talking, laughing, and then he was just getting ready to introduce the first comedian, and then my phone started blowing up. I said, I'm getting all these phone calls, and I don't know why, and people know I'm at the comedy club, and then there's some people I hadn't even heard from in a while, and I've seen all these calls. So my buddy John called me, left a message, and I just called him back. I said, hey, John, I'm at the comedy club, I said, what's up? He said, you need to come down to the hospital. Danny's been in an ATV accident. You need to get down here right away. I said, okay. So I get up, tell my friends I have to go. My brother's been in an accident. So I'm thinking on the way, okay, I'm walking out, saying goodbye. I said, I don't know, I just gotta go down. And I never expect anything. I'm driving, I'm thinking, okay, he broke a leg or he did something silly, he's fine, but his family got to be there. Well, I get into the emergency room and I walk to the desk and there's a person there, and I told him, I said, I'm Jim Tuller and I'm here to, see my brother who's in an ATV accident. He looks at me and goes, I'll take you where the family is. And my heart sunk. Because I knew what that meant. So I walk over to the place where the family was. I open the door, and my sister-in-law lunges at me. And she goes, Jimmy, he didn't make it! And I went, oh God, no! I lost it. I turned around and I punched the hospital door, not realizing I had anger and frustration. I couldn't believe I was in shock and awe. I lost my little brother. It was just devastating. Not only was he my brother, but he worked for me by a construction company for 20 years. He was my right-hand man. He ran the show for me. He was awesome. He was there when I needed him. We used to boat together. He and I loved boats. And we'd go down to the Chesapeake, and we'd go down there and party like rock stars. But he was just a wonderful, wonderful man. And I'll never forget him, and I'll always love him, and I don't know if I'll ever get over losing him. He was just an incredible person. He had over 1,000 people at his funeral because he was just a wonderful man, and he had a musical talent. Man, he could play the guitar like nobody's business. He could play Stevie Ray Vaughan to a T. He was awesome. But his wife and 2 kids are good. They're doing well. His son was 2. He just turned 4 now. He was 2.5. And his daughter is 13. But they're all doing well. And so I'm trying to get back to learning what a new normal was, and I didn't know what it was. So I kept working again at the meat business. Kept working. And things were getting slowly worse because I was down. I was getting tired of it. I didn't want to sling meat for the rest of my life. So one night I was online, I was looking, I said, you know what, there's got to be something I can find to where I don't have another 20 years to make a fortune. I don't want to wait another 20 years. I don't want to wait till I'm 60 years old and have something. I want it now, and I want it for my family, my kids. So what I did, I'll never forget. I was sitting there, and I looked, and I searched, and I found something. And what I found was something that related to me. Someone who had been through what I had been through. Two people who had actually been through what I've been through. Two people who were homeless, had no hope, but nothing in despair. Nothing but despair, excuse me. And that's all they had. And they found a way to make money by helping people online. By teaching people how to market online. By giving them the tools they need without all the fuss and the muss. Without all the struggles of conventional internet marketing and direct sales. And the other thing is they had 100% commissions. That was just incredible. And the reason why I had to look at this too, because I was getting tired, because I had forgotten to mention this. October 14th, I wanted to have a party for Halloween, which is, again, like I said, my birthday. Don't forget it. And October 14th is another day I won't forget. And if you notice the pattern of the 14s that happened with the three tragedies, some of the tragedies we had, well, I was in the garage getting down Halloween decorations, and all of a sudden the ladder kicked. Boom! I fell straight down, hit my head, came straight down on my head and my back. I'm fortunate to still be here. I got up, I was out of it and groggy. What had happened is I broke ribs, and they were very painful. You ever done that? Man, that's painful. So anyway, that was all the more reason of trying to find something else. So anyway, I found this thing online, and I got all in. I got all in because I felt these people were sincere. They were real. And the thing is, it's 100% commissions. The people who own this company, the owners, they do the same thing we do. They go out there and they market. That's how they make their money. I've never heard of that. I have seen, touched, felt these people. I know people who are making $5,000 a month, $15,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month. I broke bread with them. I partied with them at events, and the events are amazing. These people were making this not per year, per month online. And some of them just started within the last year, some 6 months. There's one person who's made $2.9 million, and he's only been in since January of 2013. And today, we're looking, it's September 18th. It's amazing. They had a vision, and they had a dream. And what they did is they shared it with anyone who has desire to have more. And that's what I'm doing with you. I'm sharing this because I have a desire to have more, and I want you to have more. I want you to feel what I felt with this power. The power within of doing it yourself, the power of believing, the power of knowing that no matter what, nothing can get in your way if you have a dream and a goal. Knowing that you have someone there that can teach you everything you need without buying every program out there, and succeeding, and touching and feeling and seeing these people that are doing it. The people you see like me online. You'll see me at events. I'm there. You see me on stage. You see all these other people on stage. And then you go up to them and talk to them. They don't snub you. They're there for you. And you know what? What I did, it got me on fire. And so, because of all the things that had happened with my children over the last couple of years and what they had been through, for Christmas last year, I didn't have the money, but I was going to find a way. I gave them a trip to Jamaica for each of them, and they both got to bring a friend. We just got back last month, and we had an awesome time. And I'll tell you what, the joy that it gave me to be able to do that, the joy that I saw in them having so much fun. I've been away. I've traveled 3 or 4 times already this year. I hadn't traveled in years. And I'll be away again next month. And next year I told the kids we're going to Hawaii. Because we're just going to do it. So it's time to take action. And what I'm trying to say here is what this is you have to find out your why. Why do you want to succeed? Why do you want to do things? Wouldn't you love to be able to go to your kids' games and sporting events without having to say, no, I can't because I have to work? Wouldn't you like to have the freedom to be able to do what you want, when you want, with who you want? Wouldn't that be great? Well, that's what I have now because of what I'm sharing with you. This is an opportunity, and it's just coming to a stage now. It's just getting started. This company has paid out over $60 million in less than 2 years. And their anniversary is coming up next month, October 31st, which again is my birthday. So don't forget that. Malbec wine, okay? Yeah. So remember that. Get to an event, and there's 4 of them in the area. They're regional events now. They've expanded that. Now they've broken them up so more people can get to them. And you're going to find something that's going to change your life, something that's going to be a movement, something that's going to help you learn what you need to learn and do what you need to do. And you've got support. You've got me. Come join my team. Come with me. Fight the forces of evil out in the world. This is a business that doesn't get stricken by the economy because it helps everyone. There are a lot of people still in this economy that are rich and making money. And that's one of the things that propelled me. You know what? I said, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's just the way it is. Period. So I invite you to click below, put your best email in and your name, and get in here. And the one thing that's nice about this too, it's only $25 to start. For 100% commissions, you could be starting tonight. So get in, join me, and I'll see you on the beaches of the world. Have a great day, and thank you for listening. And I'll be out there with you.